Hello, welcome to the lecture. So in this part, we will be discussing the reinforcing steel that we use in the reinforced concrete. Well, there may be a question why steel only? Why do we use steel only in the concrete? Why don't we use another or other materials in the concrete to have to reinforce or to strengthen the concrete? There is a very major reason why we use steel in concrete, and that reason is the property of the expansion of steel and concrete are considered to be approximately same, which means under the normal condition they will expand and contract at almost equal rate. If the rate of expansion and contraction is different for steel and concrete, then what will happen at a certain temperature? Steel may expand more and concrete may expand less. At that time, steel uh, may get out, may get off from the concrete. So that is not desirable. So the desirable thing is that both steel and concrete should expand or contract at the same rate, and that is the property steel and concrete has, and that is why we consider steel as the ideal material to reinforce it. Another reason of using steel in the concrete is that it makes good bond with the concrete. Well, for this, we need to understand that bond strength is directly proportional to the contact surface of the steel to the concrete. So we try to make steel bars, basically we reinforce steel bars. So we try to make steel bars such that it offer greater surface area, greater contact surface area to the concrete, so that it can adhere to the on the surface of the steel and it makes proper bond. And because of that, uh, the deformed reinforcing bar, it is a type of reinforcing bar, it offers better bond strength with the concrete if we compare this with the plain round bar of the steel. So in the steel bar in itself, there are two types of bar. One is deformed reinforcing bar and the other is plain round bar. Plain round bar has, they are plain on the surface, while in case of deformed bar their surface is little rough. There are some ribs which are being created on the deformed bar, so they offer better bond strength because of those presence of ribs. So there you can see the difference between plain bars and deformed. Plain bar surface is plain, and because of that the bond strength with the concrete is less as compared to the deformed bar, as their surface has some ribs, and these ribs offer better bearing surface area against to develop the bond. Plain bars generally not used nowadays, but they look like this. In the early time, these bars were used, and strength of these plain bars are also less as compared to the deformed bar. They have better strength, but ductility of plain bar is more as compared to the deformed. We will see that in the next slide. Before that, we will see the stress strain behavior of the steel. So within the steel, there are different grades of steel, and those different grades of steel offer different stress strain curve. But those stress strain curve are confined to two types. So this stress strain curve is for the mild steel. So mild steel is the basic, this is the strength of mild steel may be less, but it offers more ductility. So there you can see this is the stress strain curve. So up to A, it is linear, it is behaving linearly, and at between AB, it is elastic, but it is not linear. Similarly, at C point, it is after B, steel goes into the plastic stage. So up to B, if we are applying the load on the steel, it will regain its shape. But if we apply load on the steel beyond B, then steel will undergoes in the plastic stage, and the deformation will occur, and also there will be no linearity. The curve will be non-linear also. So I have explained this curve in the previous semester also. So that is the curve for the mild steel, and there are some terms which are associated with this, like modulus of resilience. Modulus of resilience, this is basically the property of the steel, and or this is basically the capacity of the steel which against the shocking. Like if there are loads which generates the shocks, to absorb those shocks, the property of resilience is present in the steel. Similarly, modulus of toughness. So the area between below this graph will be called modulus of toughness. Young's modulus is stress by strain. So I have explained this curve earlier also, so you can refer to that. Then another graph, another stress strain curve for the steel is like this. Well, in this steel, this is the stress strain curve for the mild steel, and it has low carbon content in the chemical composition. So this stress strain curve is also largely dependent on the chemical composition of the steel. Steel is basically an alloy of uh, iron and carbon, along with some other chemicals in a very small proportion, but the significant amount of carbon is there, and carbon is mainly responsible for inducing the hardness to the steel. So in the mild steel, the carbon content is low, but if we increase the carbon content in the steel, then the property of the steel will alter, and the hardness of steel will increase, and because of that, strength of steel will also increase. So this stress strain curve is for the high strength steel bar. Well, strength of steel will increase, but at the same time, when we increase carbon content in the steel, the ductility of the steel is decreases. There you can see the curve. Larger is the curve, ductile will be high ductility of the steel will be there. So the curve is large in this case, and that is why we say that mild steel is more ductile than the high strength steel. But at the same time, high strength steel has higher strength. I mean, it can take more stress before the failure. But like in this case, at this point, if we refer to the stress, so this stress will be called Fy, which is yield stress. So beyond B, the steel will start yielding. So corresponding to B point, we say that this is the Fy value. So Fy is the representation of the yield strength. Similarly, at D point, this is the maximum strength the steel can take. So corresponding to this point, this is called the ultimate strength of the material, say steel. So this will be Fu. Fu is the ultimate stress this steel can take, and Fy is the yield stress the steel can take. So generally in the designing, we consider Fy. So beyond that, we do not consider the strength of material. Similarly, in this case, in the second case, it is very difficult to find out the point where the yield strength point will be. In this case, we can easily point out that this point is the yield strength point. But in this case, you can see the curve is continuous. There is no breaking point, or there is no point which can be identified as a yield point. So in such case, what we do is we use 0.2% proof stress, which means uh, at this point, of strain, which is 0.2% of strain, which is 0.002. So at this strain, we draw a straight line